I joined the Bikur Cholim board a couple of years ago as a way of giving back to a tremendous organization that helped my family out in so many ways when we needed them. The incredible Mesiras Nefesh that the hundreds and hundreds of volunteers give to our community day in and day out.
I am proud to be one of the over 450 volunteers for Bikur Cholim. Bikur Cholim became more personal for me this year when I had a family member in the hospital, and I was able to see firsthand the chesed that Bikur Cholim provides on a very personal level. I walked into the pantry and I was honestly shocked at what kind of variety of food and reading material, entertainment, and how comforting that is to someone going through a tougher ordeal.
Bikur Cholim is one of the fundamental chesed organizations here in our community. It generally flies under the radar until somebody needs it in an instant, and it's always there to come in and help with whatever is needed.
A tremendous amount of effort and care within the hospital, within the home, helping out our families in our community with everything they need from soup to nuts when they're going through a medical crisis has been so inspiring.
When we came to the hospital, it was like a new thing for us, and we were like, it looked like we were like lost. We didn't know what to do, where to do, even though the hospital is a top hospital, everything's very good. We came, I found my Yedid Reb Pinchas, which works at Bikur Cholim. From that day on, I felt a tremendous relief.
When Bikur Cholim gives somebody what they need so they can spend Shabbat in the hospital with a loved one, they enable that family to focus on recovery.
This past Erev Shavuos, we were blessed with a healthy, Baruch Hashem, baby girl. Before the 3-day Yontif, we found out that the baby was yellow and we would have to stay in the hospital. It was 5 p.m. just before a 3-day Yontif, and my wife did not have any food. When we were feeling so overwhelmed with everything that was going on, that something so pivotal like eating was taken care of.
Bikur Cholim, the Baltimore, is something different than all other Stam Bikur Cholims. It's much, much more than the name Bikur Cholim.
Bikur Cholim also provides medical referrals. They provide visits to sick people. They have respite care for people. They provide rides for people who either can't get to the hospital on their own or maybe people who can't drive. This is all provided free of charge.
Baruch Hashem, we were sent home. George actually drove us home, and he was very knowledgeable about opening the doors for us, and it was like there was no payment. It was really, everything went so smoothly, and we are very indebted to Bikur Cholim.
Almost 5 years ago, my daughter Sarah Nami was hospitalized and needed a heart transplant. It's inspiring to be out on the road during Bikur Cholim and see all the members of the community come out. When you're out there riding and you're raising money to help this organization, that money goes toward many things, one of which is providing food for families who are stuck in a very sterile environment in a hospital or who are homebound.
Every time my family and I have used Bikur Cholim services, whether it was with a sick relative or when my children were born, afterwards I always wrote Bikur Cholim a check. And while the check covered the food that we took from the pantry, I never felt that it really expressed my gratitude to Bikur Cholim for being there. Riding and raising money is another way for my family to show our appreciation to Bikur Cholim.
My son and I started riding 3 years ago. We were looking for a way to spend some quality time together, doing something constructive, and he actually hit upon the idea of riding for Bikur Cholim. We started with the 10-mile and we've progressed beyond that since then, riding between 2-3 times a week, training for the event. You know, call it training, call it spending time, but it's something we both enjoy doing. The reason why, we specifically chose Bikur Cholim for Bikur Cholim Baltimore is because we both saw firsthand through various circumstances and instances the tremendous benefit Bikur Cholim brings to the community.
I'm here speaking on behalf of my beloved husband, Olav Shalom, Edward Schaefer. He and I were part of the original planning group that got the Bikur Cholim ride off the ground back in 2013. Little did we know back in 2013 that we'd be on the receiving end of support from Bikur Cholim. And so unfortunately on Shavuot 2018, Ed was diagnosed with a glioblastoma. Dr. Kenneth Friedman arranged for us through Bikur Cholim musicians that would come to our house on many, many Monday nights, and that was the highlight of our week.
3.5 years ago, I had surgery at Johns Hopkins, and Bikur Cholim provided meals for my husband and I while we stayed in the hospital, and they arranged meals for my family at home for 3 weeks. And ever since then, I've been giving my heart and soul to Bikur Cholim, and it is an amazing, amazing event. It's such tremendous achdus for the community to see all the people come out and ride, and at the barbecue to see all the different families and communities here for a great organization. I'm just so grateful to be a part of it.
Bikur Cholim is an amazing event which allows me to spend time with my friends, my family, go out and see nature, all while supporting the amazing organization Bikur Cholim of Baltimore.
Each year, I look forward to it more and more. I love the fact that I can bring my family and really enjoy what Bikur Cholim does for the entire community.
After my wife and I were recipients of the chesed of Bikur Cholim, the help and care that everyone gave to us, and we really appreciated it. So I saw this opportunity to help raise some money for Bikur Cholim by biking. I enjoy biking and getting out there, and so wanted to take advantage, and it's been a lot of fun.
Bikur Cholim is a good exercise and a great mitzvah.
When you ride with somebody else, that means you have someone who helps you set the pace, makes sure that you keep up to the pace, but also gives you chizuk to keep going. And that is something that Bikur Cholim really does for all the families and people that they're involved with also, is that they're there with people, that nobody's alone, to keep them chizuk from behind, to keep them moving forward, and also to help them set the pace, to say you can do it, and keep going, and you will get over this hump.
The funds raised from our annual Bikur Cholim event has already increased the services that Bikur Cholim has offered. And thanks to you, our riders and virtual riders, the funds raised in this year's Bikur Cholim event will allow Bikur Cholim to add so many more services to help the local Cholim as well as those coming from out of town.
This unbelievable, wonderful organization that I myself, in the 3 or 4 years that I've been working for Bikur Cholim, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the volunteers. I'm amazed at what this organization does. I'd like to use this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for sponsoring, for riding. I'd like to thank all the people that put together the Bikur Cholim of Baltimore Bikeathon, and for all your work and dedication and hundreds of hours that you put in to make this a successful and fun, happy time to help out Klal Yisrael.